Bandits use poisoned weapons. If an attack of a character deals any damage to your fighter, they will die. Enemies with poisoned weapons are marked with a drop symbol. Be careful. The enemy commander uses a mass stun. Stunned units can't move or attack for a whole turn. Well done, my boy. Your first victory in the tournament. I'm proud of you.
Come on, Uncle. That was just one battle.
Only for now. I'm sure your second victory is near at hand. Keep going. Berkanans are strong for their equipment. While most units can be equipped with only 2 items, some Berkanans can carry 3. In this battle, the enemy will not have many units, but each of them can counterattack and will be significantly enhanced with items. doing well so far, Finn. But what will you do with these archers? In this battle, you need to select a character you will play with, as the rest will be taken away. Think hard about your choice, Finn. A lot depends on it. I hope you made the right choice. Concentrate on the survival of your warrior. Not bad, Finn. You've held on long enough to get help. Use the card you were about to get. You can play it for free alongside the standard cards, and it will give your character the ability to equip more items. Now you can challenge an adjutant. Remember, these fights are tougher than usual. Maybe you should qualify for the adjutant first to earn rewards and prepare yourself. The choice is yours, Finn.
Thanks for the advice, Uncle. I will think on it.
This is an unusual battle, a series of duels. Try to win them all. You might need a more aggressive deck for this. Place units on free tiles carefully. Think ahead. Then, you can play 2 support cards to help some of them. If you lose or tie a duel, the commander loses health. Win to damage the enemy commander. Be careful. In this battle, the enemies are protected by charms. They are immune to damage from first strikes. I think here you will want fighters who can attack from behind their allies, or spells that deal damage. Be careful, Finn. This tough guy will end your commander with a single blow. Hold him back. Looks like you're doing well. But what happens if a spell destroys the equipment of one of your characters? Careful, Finn. Murderer strengthens all the bandits on the battlefield when he dies. You should think about how to neutralize him, or hold him off until you can deal with the other bandits first.
İrfan düel.
The first adjutant, and you just learned how to play.
I'm doing quite well.
It's true, but don't get cocky. There are many battles still ahead. You have an unusual task in this fight, Finn. It's not the commander who you must destroy, but all his warriors, and you can't cross the middle of the field. When all of your fighters die, you lose, so look after them. If your first victories were luck, defeating 2 adjutants is a real achievement, my boy. You can be proud.
Thank you, Uncle. I hope this helps me convince the king.
Each new victory brings us closer to our goal, Finn. Believe me, he is watching your progress closely. In this battle, you can play 2 character and support cards just like your opponent, my boy. Now careful, don't let them outnumber you and bring you down. The final adjutant remains, Finn, but we'll need help here. Only a specific deck can play against him. I know someone who can teach you. His name is Raylo. However, there could be some difficulties.
What are you talking about, Uncle?
Raylo is a talented youth from a noble family. He's an incredible tactician, but he's stuck up and arrogant like all hereditary aristocrats. He wanted a career in intelligence and showed a lot of promise. And when I hatched this plan, he became one of the candidates.
So I wasn't your first choice?
No. I knew my plan was dangerous, and I didn't want to put you at risk. Besides, Raylo was far better than the other challengers. But I refused him, and that hurt his pride. I'm sure he is still angry at me and probably won't want to help us.
But if he was the best, why did you refuse him?
Would you trust someone who thinks only of himself, Finn? Someone willing to jeopardize the country for his own ambitions? For him, it's just a game. A way to earn recognition and glory. No, my boy. The best challenger is not always the best choice. Negotiating with vain aristocrats is always difficult. However, perhaps you will be able to approach him. Let's go.
Master Ake, what are you doing here?
Greetings, Raylo. I came here because we need your help. This is Finn. I need your assistance in preparing him for the Frisian tournaments.
Glad to meet you, Raylo.
I can't say the same. So this is your choice. I was the best, and you preferred your ward to me, and you're asking for my help now.
Let's set aside our differences, Raylo. This matter is too important.
Not for me. This has nothing to do with me now. Go away.
Ake still thinks you are the best. That's why he believes that you can teach me a lot. Leave your pride behind and help us out. You can't go to Frisia without us, and we can't complete our mission without you. If a war begins, everyone will lose. War is coming. People will die. Even if you survive, you will live knowing you could have helped. But stupid past grudges made you refuse.
I know that I've wounded your pride, Raylo. But I believe you're above that. Help us.
What do you want?
We have to convince the king that Finn can be successful in Frisia.
Then you will have to persuade me first. Get your cards out, Finn. Let's see what you're made of. At least you know which side of the cards to hold on to. The battle wasn't hard, but you might have just got lucky.
We can play again, if it will persuade you.
Alright, another battle. No special rules, one-on-one. My deck against yours.
I hope you won't say I was lucky again.
I won't. You understand the main principles of the game, but these victories don't mean much. The challenges will be much harder in Frisia.
This is why we need your experience. I want you to come to Frisia with us and teach Finn how to play using different decks. I want your advice.
Fine. I'll teach him to play with the bandit deck. But I'm not going to Frisia. I think you'll fail, and I want no part of this.
There are many tournament battles ahead. You might change your mind if Finn shows himself well in the challenger battles.
In that case, he will have to try very hard.
I have no doubt of his fervor. Let's go back to the camp. I want you to start training immediately.
Listen to me carefully. I don't want to repeat myself. The faster you learn the basics, the quicker I'll be rid of you. Let's play a few battles. I will tell you everything as we go along. One of the advantages of a bandit deck is that it can place several units per turn. Numerical superiority can break an enemy, even if they have more powerful units. Poison allows bandits to take down even the most tenacious opponents, like this captain. If you deal any damage, the enemy will die of poison. If you don't penetrate their armor, or they're protected by a charm, the poison will be ineffective. Use the Vile Blow card. It will let you stun your opponent's character. A stunned warrior can't attack and move for one turn. This elite archer summons 2 units each turn. I hope you can use everything I taught you to win the fight without my guidance. I hope that I didn't waste my time and you learned something at least. You'll be on your own from now on. You'll need to have a deck for that. Here you are. It will take time to get used to it. And if you have other bandit cards, it might be worth changing it up.
Thanks.
You're now ready to challenge the last adjutant, Finn. But you can train some more if you want, and play with a new deck in battles you already won. This will help you grow confidence. It's up to you.
Thanks, Uncle. I'll think about it.
It looks like you infuriated the adjutant by wounding the commander, and now the archers will deal more damage. Congratulations, Finn, you qualified.
I thought this would be harder.
Next, you will face a real test, the Challenger battles. More on that later. Now we should go back to camp and rest. But you can stay and train some more if you want.
Well, lad, we can celebrate your victory. You're not doing too badly. I hope it continues.
The qualifiers mean nothing. We'll see if you're worth anything in the Challenger battles.
Don't listen to him, lad. Like all aristocrats, that foolish and capricious pup just doesn't know who to bark at and when.
Doesn't look like the old and mangy cur managed to learn this either. Otherwise, he wouldn't yap at those with sharper fangs. Go back to your mug, old man. You're not much use and you reek of ignorance and cheap beer.
One more word out of you, you little shit, and I will strangle you with that snot-stained rag you hang upon your belt.
Enough. If you can't get along, keep far away from each other. We've got no time to argue. We must finish the tournament.
The aristocrat is right. It really will get harder as we go along. But don't fear. I am going to teach you a couple of useful tricks later on.
Thank you, Cleta. Raylo, you also promised to help me out.
I'm going to think about that. We'll talk later.
Do you need anything, my boy? Today was a hard and busy day, Finn. I think we should rest before the challenges ahead.
All right, Uncle. I'll do my best.
Your Majesty, what brings you here?
I wanted to inspect your camp before we go back to the tournament. Cleta and Raylo. How did you convince them to help?
It was Finn's doing.
They think Finn can do it?
I think you better ask them.
And I will do that before I make my final decision. But an important part of the tournament is still ahead, and it's time to return to it. Don't make your king wait.
You should start preparations for the new challenges, my boy. Talk to Cleta and Raylo. Perhaps they have something for you. I have to go out for a little while. Wait for me.
Well, since I promised to help, you could do with some simple battles to train a new deck or strategy. You can choose the size of field and the deck you want to play against. Want to try? Don't worry, I'll take it easy on you.
Come over here, lad. It's time to teach you a bit more. The Challenger battles will be harder, so a good deck alone won't be enough. We need to improve it. I'm going to show you how to do it. Get your cards out. To upgrade characters, you need experience. You've got it, thanks to your victories in the elimination battles. Remember that every deck has its own experience. Let's upgrade this character. You have several options available to you for the first upgrade. However, you can select only one. Don't be afraid of making the wrong choice. You can always cancel the upgrade and return the resources you spent, completely free. So, just choose what you like best. Excellent. Let's return to the deck now. Don't forget to upgrade the support cards. You need gold for that, but it's worth it. Use this, lad, if you really want to win. Don't be afraid to experiment. And remember that you can always start from scratch. Good luck!
I brought a merchant to the tavern. You can buy cards and other useful items that you might need from him. Talk to him, and then come back to me.
You're a merchant, aren't you? What do you have for sale?
See for yourself. I'm sure something will catch your eye.
So, Finn, are you ready for a new challenge?
Yes, I am ready.
Good. Let's go back to the tournament then. Do you need anything, my boy? Do you want to talk, my boy?
Tell me about the last war. How did we win?
I still don't get it, my boy. The events which transpired then are indescribable. We were on the brink of doom. The Frisian army razed cities and villages, leaving behind only the foul smoke of the corpse fires. But this wasn't the only foe we battled. People didn't just die in the war.
Yes, I know. The reaping. But you don't like to talk about it.
I saw people die in horrible torment, or go insane, turning into rabid animals. This was a true plague, a curse. I'm glad you remember nothing of that time. But if the reaping returns...
Let's stop talking about it, Uncle. Sorry for reminding you. Why did you take me in?
The war left me broken. While I looked for Prince Ho on the king's orders, all my friends died in battle. I could not accept it. After the victory in Opakam, I asked Ho, who was now king, to free me from bodyguard duties. I craved revenge. It consumed me. I led a unit that tracked and mercilessly destroyed small groups of Frisians. It dulled my pain, but brought no satisfaction. Every day I lost more and more of my humanity, until I turned into a burned-out cinder. But this didn't stop me. I was dead.
Was that when you found me?
Yes, my boy. I had to see a child crying over his mother's body to realize I was still alive, while wasting my life on death. I decided to take you with me. You gave me the purpose I was missing, to raise a son and give him a future. It became the most important thing. Back then, I thought I was driven by compassion, but later, I understood that I desperately needed someone close to me.
Did you ever regret taking me?
Of course not, Finn. You changed my life, made me a different man. I've come a long way over the years, from soldier to teacher. But first I had to learn myself, to find out many things and rethink them. I mastered the courtly wiles, became calmer and wiser. Believe me, if you had met Ek the soldier, you wouldn't have recognized me.
How do you know Cleta?
When I was made Master of Intelligence, I immediately decided to get to know my men and assess their skills. Cleta was among them. The previous master spoke of him disdainfully, even with some dislike, but with a strange, almost unwilling respect. This intrigued me. I ordered Cleta to be brought to me, but he found me earlier, a day before the set date. An unkempt and portly man in scruffy clothes came up to me. He looked like he'd just left a tavern. He swayed and stank of beer. Imagine my disappointment when he said he was Cleta and demanded to be taken to the new idiot who was the master now.
Yes, that's just like Cleta.
I decided to teach the drunkard a lesson and took him to a dungeon. I introduced myself and asked which cell he wanted to get to know me in. Suddenly, the fool sobered up and shoved me into the nearest cell, saying, "This one will do." He locked me in with the key he'd stolen from my pocket.
What? No way!
Oh, yes. No idea how he did it. The arrogant cur then told me, "I heard you wanted to see me to assess my skills."
Now I'm starting to see why the previous Master of Intelligence didn't like him.
Yeah, Cleta isn't one to blindly obey those he doesn't respect, even if they're his superiors. I was lucky we got on quickly. I got an excellent and clever agent who isn't afraid to act, and later a good friend who always says what he thinks to my face. This is why I wanted him on our side. We have way more chances with him.
What's up, lad? How can I help, lad?
I have a few questions. Ake told me you stole the way. How did you do it?
Not me, but we. I'm just the only one who survived. I finished the job. Stole the most important details and gathered years of observations in one. I spent almost 6 years there. Bribery, blackmail, sometimes murder. An eternity. A life of constant tension. Waiting for an attack.
It must have been tough to risk your life every day.
Not as tough as choking on your own conscience, you know. Get into someone's confidence, to rob or even kill them, and then live with it. I don't want to remember, so I drown my thoughts in a mug. Now we're going back there again.
Why did you agree to come with us then?
Because I didn't waste all those years in Frisia to let those scumbags get what they want. Understand? Many good people paid with their lives for those stolen secrets. It can end up all being in vain.
I can see that Raylo irritates you.
That stuck-up juvenile shit. He only cares about himself, just like all the other aristos. I'd rather plant my bare ass on a hedgehog than trust him. Remember well, Finn. Someone who only thinks of advancement on the brink of war is scum, not a person. And you can't trust them.
You lived among the Frisians for so long. What are they like?
Frisians live for war. At least the nobility does. They flaunt their titles and treat the common people like cattle. That's why they use them like witless dolls. Throw away the broken ones without a care, and get some new ones.
And is everyone all right with that?
The Frisians rule by fear. They do everything to make the people feel helpless. I have never seen a filthier, poorer, and more downcast folk. The commoners are afraid. They think it could get worse, so they try to live quietly, obediently, and voicelessly, hoping to be left in peace. And then they come for them, when it's too late to do anything.
What do you need?
Raylo, I want to talk.
I don't think we have anything to talk about. What do you want?
Why do you hate me? Do you think Ake preferred me because I'm his son?
You think it's not so? I was called the best, but you're going to Frisia. You, who needs to be taught everything. I spend weeks studying this game to know what to do. To be successful. But your adoptive father decided you should get the glory.
Glory? That's why they rejected you, Raylo. You're only doing it for your ambitions. Don't you get that you might not come back from Frisia? You think Ake's ready to risk our lives for glory? The dead have no need for glory.
That's why we need someone who can survive in Frisia. Someone who knows what to do.
You're obsessed with the mission in your career and are prepared to risk your life for it. Why? You have money and power.
I have no intention of spending my life at receptions, surrounded by idle fools who want to be bowed to for being born in a special family. Respect is not inherited. It must be earned.
Maybe then I can earn yours?
Maybe. I don't know anything about you apart from who your adopted father is. Why do you call him uncle? Are you hiding your relation?
I don't know. That's the way it was since I was a child. I always knew I was adopted. I knew what happened to my parents, even though I don't remember them. I think it was easier for us both. We didn't want to pretend we forgot about the past.
Well, now I know you a little better. But only Frisia will show if you're worthy of my respect.
Why does Cleta annoy you?
What good can come from that rough and crude man, with manners unworthy of the cheapest tavern? Why take him to Frisia? The tournaments will be full of aristos. His smell alone will scare them off.
Cleta spent many years in Frisia as an agent. I'm sure he knows a lot. Ake has his reasons for taking him.
Yes, Ake always has his reasons. That's why his best friend and adopted son are going to the tourneys. A green youth and a drunkard.
Perhaps we should take you along then. We're missing a pompous aristocrat.
Sounds enticing, but I don't want to witness your failure.
Well, Finn, you passed the qualification, which means Ake has trained you well. It will be even more interesting to see how you handle the challenger fights. I'll give the Frisians one thing. These games are very entertaining. But we have a serious goal, and I want to make sure you can accomplish it. Ake, Cleta, Raylo, I forbid you from giving Finn advice. He is on his own now.
As you wish, Your Majesty.
We'll see what you're really made of, Finn. Get going. Your king demands a spectacle.
Before you begin, let me tell you about the rules. Challenger battles are different. Your opponent will have a stronger deck, and the battle itself could turn out quite different.
Different? What does that mean?
New rules will appear. The battlefield will change. Simply defeating your enemy isn't enough, of course. There is always a condition you must fulfill. Every battle also has a top result, which is the number of attempts it took the best contender to win. If you defeat him, you will get a little more gold as a reward. I'm also sure that this victory will make more of an impression on the king.
And if I can't?
Never surrender and keep fighting. A victory will bring you a reward and improve your reputation.
But what about the champion himself, Uncle? When can I challenge you?
You can do that right now, my boy. The king might be impressed with a quick victory, but it's best to win all the other battles. This will let you better prepare for your battle against me, and get new cards as well as experience and gold to upgrade them. Either way, it's up to you. I sincerely wish you luck. Now then, my boy, are you sure you're ready for battle? Maybe you want to practice more, or look at your deck and upgrade your cards?
I'm ready.
Okay, but before we begin, I'll tell you about the rules.
Again? How many rules does this stupid game have?
Don't interrupt. There are two ways to win the final battle. Simply defeating the champion is respectable enough, considering his status. But if you really want to make an impression, you need to beat him under special rules, like in the challenger battles. This is difficult, as the attempts are limited. Once you've spent them all, you can't replay the battle again. The tournament will end for you. These are the rules. But while you still have attempts, you can try to improve your result, even if you've already won. Are you sure you're ready for this test?
I'm ready.
All right. Let's see if you can wound my pride. I have never lost with this deck. And no giveaways this time. Welcome to the final battle, Finn. Remember, you only have 15 turns to defeat me. Don't worry, I'll give you more cards so you have a chance. Use them wisely. Now you will have to fight 2 opponents, Finn. We'll see how you handle this test. Remember, blows from behind deal more damage to your commander. I would avoid them if I were you. Don't think you can beat me so easily. I got a surprise in store. Let's see how you handle my warrior. He's well protected in melee and his armor blocks part of the damage. Don't forget about the time either. You don't have many turns left.
Eder panduel.
Well done, my boy. I knew I was right about you. No one has ever managed to beat me with these cards, especially with special rules. I am proud of you. I'm sure your victory also impresses the king. It's time to find out what he thinks. The Berkana tournament is over. Let's go.